Good morning, Rotarians and guests.
Good morning, Rich.
Well, as some of you may know, we have a cluster meeting immediately following today's meeting. So I'd like to acknowledge, a few members from other clubs. If they could please stand so we can give them a warm Rotary welcome. We have David Jones from the Northampton Club. Welcome, David. And we have Pat Myers, Assistant Governor for District 6630. And I believe anyone else that, that's here will be speaking later. And also, I understand that Rich Warfield would like to make a brief introduction of a guest that he's brought with us today. So if you'd like to come up and just take a few minutes to make a brief introduction.
All right.
Thank you, Rich.
Oh, Minnesota jokes? Since we don't have a speaker today, I got all sorts of time now, so at least Ted does. Ted has also TED Talks. This is Ted Klemenczak. He's my new younger partner.
That's right.
And his firm is located out of Fairlawn, Ohio, off Miller Road. And I'm gonna. Ted is also a Fairlawn Rotarian. He's been a past president.
Yes.
And I'll let you tell the crowd, and no jokes about me, okay? Be good. I'll let you tell the crowd about yourself.
Sure. As Rich said, I'm a Rotarian with Fairlawn. I was been a Rotarian for quite a while, break in service there, but started in the 90s. And president, same time as Rich. I met Rich at a president-elect meeting. And, so far I've enjoyed my time with Rich. I think you guys know him a lot better than I do, so. Yeah, I see. So anyway, we have I would love to come to your gala. Okay, we just had ours. Ours is called the Speakeasy, and it's 1920s, and we had April 1st. So I'm hoping to learn. I'm having our representative come to your gala because I want to learn from you. So great to see such a nice club here. You have a big club. We have a smaller club. We have about 28 members. So again, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. And as I'm certain you know, Rich will grow on you. Okay, moving on. A gala update. Ron and Gail.
Well, I think we pulled it out in the second or third overtime. It looks like the value of the gifts that will be in the auction this year are very close to $60,000. Maybe more, maybe a little less, but still it looks like we've made it. So that brings us down to filling the seats to buy those things. And I've been getting more notices this last week of people that have gone online and bought their tickets, and some more people have given Tom their checks. So if you have not bought your tickets yet, please get online and do so. It's very easy. You can either do it from our website homepage. You just click on the ticket, or you can go to the Rotary2017.gesture.com and buy your tickets there. But the easiest is our homepage. Gail?
Good morning, Rotarians.
Good morning.
Part of the joy of working on this committee is to see the wonderful support that Rotarians give us. And I just wanted to give a shout out to two people in particular, the guy behind me here, who has handmade a darling little Adirondack chair and had one of his artist friends hand paint it as well. Also, the gentleman over here, Jay Yard, and who once we got that wonderful gift from Ben with the piano concert, Jay runs right out there and takes a picture of the Steinway studio, so it looks really cool up on the website. And both Jay and Ron have been embellishing a wine and liquor cabinet that they thought just needed a little fluffing to make it, to get a to kind of boost the bidding on it. So it's just wonderful to work with everyone. We have some very cool items, some very different items, plus a lot of the usual ones that we have too to attract people. So as Ron said, get registered because we want a full house, and we have a wonderful menu planned for you as well. So, and the other thing we're going to do that's a little bit different this year is we are going to have all of the website items, all of the gift items that are on the website, we're going to have them streaming live during dinner. So, and that's going to be a big shout out to Donna, who was working with the Gesture people to make that happen. So that'll be pretty cool too. So we're always looking to do things better. Catherine, yes?
When does the gala, the thing open that people can start bidding?
Oh, that'll be a week before. Yeah, we'll announce it that Monday.
I want to get everybody excited because I know my husband will be on there as soon as it opens.
Monday, the 13th, 14th, whatever that Monday is, before the 19th. Thank you.
I'm also the senior management guy, so don't just yell something at me. If you want to sit at a table, give me a list, send me an email. But I need something like that, and it'll work much easier as we come in and you know what table you're at. And the tickets are coming in really nice. But if you're going to write a check out today, I'm here. Give it to me, and that's all I got.
Thank you, Tom. And thank you, Ron and Gail. Great work again, and hard work. And Evan, and all the members of the Gala Committee. It's come together, so that's always a good thing. As long as we are on the topic of the Gala, as you'll remember, last week, Phil Tobin offered a limousine ride as an auction item, pre-auction, to the members of the club. And Phil, I believe you can take up to 2 couples.
2 couples, yes, 2 couples.
2 couples in his limousine, and it's a Buick limousine?
It's a what?
What kind of limousine is it, a Buick?
It's an interesting car. A lot of you have seen this. This is a 1941 Buick Limited. It's the largest.
Switch to this.
I think it's this.
Testing.
Okay. It's a 1941 Buick?
1941 Buick Limited. This is a car my father had bought when I was 7 years old. I fell in love with this car. I've always liked it. I've been looking for it for about 50 years, and I finally found one.
What? Okay.
Anyway, it'll hold 6 passengers. Joan and I will be there, so we can take 2 couples. And we will pick you up at your house, 1,000 for you couples that come together. Take you to the event, stay there, and come back anytime you want after. So you're welcome to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
This is strictly an event for the club. Fundraiser. Yeah, who's driving? I'm driving.
Oh. I think the price just went down.
And if you think you're going to bring muddy shoes into it, I'll leave you at the curb.
And Phil, you said you'd pick them up and take them home when they wanted, so if they wanted to stay at the gala a little bit later, that's fine.
Joan and I are staying until 3 o'clock in the morning, so.
Okay. I think this is a wonderful gesture to help the club and raise funds, even in advance of the gala by Phil. So this is an auction for the members of the club. Opening bid?
$100 to start with.
$100.
I bid $100.
$100, Joe? Anyone else?
What's the next level?
Let's go in $25 increments.
126.
Mr. Warfield, 126. Do I hear 150?
Do I hear 130? 150. Ooh, 150.
Joe Favela, 150. Do I hear 175? Lynn's up, 175. Do I hear 200? 200, 175 once. No 200? 175 twice. Lynn, you've got a limousine ride for up to 2 couples for $175. I think we're gonna have. Okay. I think we are going without a mic today. Go ahead. Okay. As you all know, today we're scheduled a club assembly. We have a couple of items that I thought would be important to address, and I'm trying to figure out where I should be. Keep the club members informed. First, Joe Zapatowski. We have some information on the Rotary International Foundation and Paul Harris Fellows, and we also have past District Governor Bob Johnson here to also address this topic. Joe?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Rotarians.
Good morning.
Hey.
Joe.
Did you know that about 35% of our membership are Paul Harris Fellows? Did you know that 84% contribute or have contributed to the International Foundation? See, I'm telling you something. How about that? We've got 2 Rotarians in the pipeline to become Paul Harris Fellows. Another Rotarian, I'm waiting for his presence to award him with his Paul Harris Fellow +1 pin, and that'll bring us to almost 40% Paul Harris Fellows. So here today to encourage us to do better in this realm of giving to the International Foundation, we have past District Governor Bob Johnson, who hides a lot of his fame and popularity from me, who has hidden, but he finally admitted to being past District Governor. Probably I should have remembered. He is and will be for the next 2 years District Foundation Chair. I give you past District Governor Bob Johnson. Bob?
Thank you, Joe. Morning, everyone. Good morning. Good turnout today. I would like to think that y'all showed up to hear me, but I know better than that, so we'll dispense with that. I was District Governor 2013-2014 during Rich's year as club president, and also Mr. Klemenczyk at Fairlawn. Yeah, both of them. So good to see you, gentlemen. I got an email from Joe, and asked me if I would speak about the Paul Harris Fellowship, Paul Harris Society, EREY, and the Rotary Foundation, and that I had 10 minutes to do it. So,
Take 15.
that's a lot of stuff, but we can review some things and go over a couple things quickly. I'm glad to hear about your donation, the level of giving in the club, and the number of people that are active. That's very good. There are a lot of clubs that are nowhere near those numbers, and so that's a good thing. I thought I would start with a little bit about the Paul Harris Society as opposed to Paul Harris Fellowship. Paul Harris Fellowship is something you receive when you give the foundation or someone gives in your name $1,000 to the foundation. You receive a Paul Harris Fellowship. There is another program, the Paul Harris Society, which is this rotary button up here with the chevron hanging underneath it. And that is awarded to people who choose to give $1,000 a year to the foundation on a regular basis. It's not mandatory. If something comes up and you could not make your pledge that year or something, that's perfectly okay. But it's a great way, I think, to give. I used to give to a lot of different causes. There's thousands of them out there. And then one day I thought to myself, you know, I don't know where any of this money's going or what exactly they're doing with it. They tell you these things, but once you write the check and send it, you pretty much don't know. But the Rotary Foundation is different. If you're an active Rotarian, you can see the things that our foundation does, not only on a local basis through matching grants and some of your district projects, but on an international basis also. Our district, there's 16 clubs in our district that are involved in a vocational training team project right now in Haiti. We are establishing a pediatric heart surgery unit at a hospital there in a country where there's no such facility nowadays. We're about halfway there. This is the second phase of that project. But I had the opportunity to go to Haiti and to visit the hospital and to see what they've done, and it's absolutely amazing what Rotary has accomplished here in conjunction with some of our partners. Gift of Life is one of them, Akron Children's Hospital, St. Damian's Hospital, there's several others also. But to see that with your own eyes is really something that's amazing. And it's all has been provided through funds from the Rotary Foundation. We applied for a grant. We put in $19,000, a group of 16 clubs did. And through the matching grant process at the district level and at the RI level, we turned that into $105,000. A lot of equipment was sent there. We exchanged training teams. Some medical professionals from Haiti came here for training at Akron Children's. A team from Akron Children's went to Haiti to train and to set up equipment down there. But to see that with your own eyes is a real amazing thing. And it taught me that I feel much more comfortable giving to an organization that you can actually see what we're doing throughout the world. That's just one example. There are thousands around the world of what Rotary does through the foundation. So giving that $1,000 a year is important. We not only we give that money, but as you probably know, we get most of it back. We get half of it back after 3 years. Money that we give to the foundation, if your club gives, say, $100,000 during the year to the foundation through your Paul Harris scholarships or whatever kind of giving you do to the foundation, after 3 years, half of that money comes back. So $50,000 would come back in your club's name. It comes to the district, but in your club's name, it comes back to us. And not only that, the other half that doesn't come back is called the World Fund, the World Endowment Fund, and that money is used to supplement matching grants at the RI level. So we get so much of our money back. It's a phenomenal organization. Our foundation right now, the Rotary's Foundation, is worth about $1 billion. But they give out huge amounts of that money to projects all around the world every day. So I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention Rotary Direct, another great program Rotary has. I'm a member of that to achieve my Paul Harris Society membership every year. I simply have agreed with Rotary to put $85 a month on my credit card, and after a year I have another Paul Harris level. It goes up every year, and through doing that for the last 4 or 5 years, I've come pretty close to being a major donor, which is I think is a pretty good honor. It's been one of my goals for quite a while, and I'm happy to do that. And I'm not a wealthy person, trust me. You know, $85 is something, but I look at my credit card bill every month and I see charges on there, and my wife and I share the card, so. I see charges on there, and I learned early that if I see $70, $80, $90 charges and I don't know what they are, I just keep my mouth shut. And she's told me that that's a good thing to do. Anyway, it's really not a huge amount, and like I said, after a year's time, you move up another level in the Paul Harris in the giving, and close to a major donor. I did want to mention, I'm trying to get this as much in as I can here in my 10 minutes, or 15. EREY, Every Rotarian Every Year, I think is a great program. My club, Burton Middlefield, has been doing it for 8 or 10 years. I am the self-appointed chair of the EREY program. I thought it was a really good thing for our club to be doing, because we're very active in local matching grants and international matching grants. We use a lot of the foundation's money for our projects, so I thought it was only fair, this is fair to all concerned, number 2, that we give a substantial amount to the foundation. And our club gives between $5,000 and $7,000 a year from our membership. I collect $100 from each member. I don't get it from everybody, but I get it from probably 85 or 90% of the club now gives the $100. And we send it to the foundation, and we get recognized as an EREY club every year. Also, the other part of that is every member has to give something, so we budget a small amount for people who, there are a few elderly gentlemen in our club who think that Rotary is just in Burton Middlefield, and that's the end of it, and aren't much interested in international stuff. I've been talking to them for years, but I haven't made the breakthrough yet, so there are a couple that don't give the $100, but basically we all do that. And in spite of the fact of giving between $5,000 to $7,000, we use way more than that when we apply for matching grants for our projects. It's a tremendous thing. I've often said if you could get a return on your personal money the size of that we get from RI and the foundation, you'd have a pretty good investment portfolio, and I'd like to sign up for that if I knew where I could get one. But Rotary is very generous with the money they give for that, and it's something that all clubs should be taking advantage of. I know Hudson's been active, and the whole cluster has been pretty active in doing local projects and even some global stuff, and that's extremely good. I would like to encourage. I don't know, Joe, do you handle the EREY contributions, I suppose?
I'm a liaison to the International Foundation for the club.
That's a good word, liaison, excellent. So when I speak at clubs, I encourage them to appoint someone in Joe's position to track the EREY, and sometimes you kind of have to stay on people and encourage them a little bit, nudge them once in a while. For them to present their check and stuff. But once you get into this yearly habit, it becomes quite easy. I hand out invoices at the beginning of the year. I explain that it's a strictly voluntary program, but we would like to have their donation, and it works pretty smoothly. They see me coming, and they just put their hand out and grab their envelope, and works pretty good. So that's been very successful in our club, and it sounds like it's working pretty good here, so that's great. I don't have to encourage you too much. Sometimes it's tough to get some of the clubs going. Joe asked me if I could maybe answer some questions or something. I'd like to leave a couple minutes. Yeah.
It's Bob, right?
Yes.
Bob, so tell us about the club gives money to the foundation, and then 3 years later we can get a portion of that back. What's that all about?
That's called the SHARE program.
What's the rationale for
Well, Rotary uses the money for 3 years. They invest it, obviously, and the return on that money is what they operate the foundation with.
Okay.
And it grows the principal also. So
right.
that's the 3-year
That becomes
part.
the operating money.
Right.
Staff.
And incidentally, I don't know if any of you read this, I'm sure some did, that the Rotary Foundation was again, for the second or third year in a row, awarded a 4 or 5 star rating by Charity Navigator, which is the group that monitors all nonprofit organizations. Very efficient, very low cost operation, and tremendous return. After the 3 years, they send half of that money back to us. If you gave $100,000 this year, in 3 years, the amount of DDF for your club will come back to the district as $50,000. Now, our district has kind of a different, it doesn't come back to the club, the 50, it comes back to the district as a lump sum for all the clubs, all 52, and then we divide that up through the grants committee to various individual club grants or global grants also.
We don't have any trouble in allocating that out. I mean,
No, actually, the amount that comes back, it's called DDF, or District Designated Funds. That's the money that comes back.
Yeah.
We have the option at on the grants committee to decide how much of that we want to use for local projects and how much for global projects, international projects. In the last couple of years, we've used 50% of it, which is pretty high for any district, for local grants. So the clubs have been very active. This year we have 31 clubs that qualified to do grant projects with those GMS meetings, those seminars that we had. I think Hudson's qualified. I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, both are.
Right. They're one of the 31 that have been qualified so far. There's other criteria you have to meet, and actually Dave Jones is our stewardship chair on the grants committee, and he tracks and monitors all that. So, but half of it goes to local grants, half of it goes to global. If we don't use it all, we don't lose it. It rolls over the next year into international grants. Anything else, Joe?
To follow up on that, I read that over 90% of the money donated to International Foundation is used for charitable projects.
Absolutely. It's over 90%. I think it's 92 or 3 or something. It's a pretty high number. You'll find a lot of charities in the 75% range, or 25% actually is operations. But we're 7-8%. That's pretty phenomenal especially for the size of our foundation of around $1 billion. That's a lot of money. Yes, sir.
We've been giving the Gift of Life for 10 or 12 years. And 2 years ago, we gave Gift of Life, but I think that's when this
VTT.
big project was put together,
Right.
which ended up being over $100,000. So we, instead of writing our check to the Gift of Life, we changed it that year and wrote it to
Right.
the Rotary Foundation.
That's correct. That's so we could take advantage of the matching part from the district and from RI. If it had gone to Gift of Life, there's no match. So
Right, so
It
my
was much-
question is,
Yep.
since that's one of our featured beneficiaries every year of our gala, is there an opportunity to do that same thing year after year, or isn't the district doing anything with?
we're not doing that at the present time. We did actually 2 of those. We did phase 1, which was $65,000, and then in the last year, year and a half, we've done phase 2, which was the $105,000. Rotary doesn't like to do continuing, ongoing things. As much as this, the second phase was a different level of training, so they allowed us to do it. We have not established, a goal yet to do a third. There may be another district that jumps in and takes over and does the third phase of the establishment of this thing. We're going to keep it going. Gift of Life is the driving force behind it, actually. We've been, I think, very fortunate to be able to fund a couple phases of it. But Gift of Life is an organization that establishes pediatric heart surgery units around the world. They've done them in Egypt, Kenya, Nicaragua. We're doing the one in Haiti right now. they do a phenomenal job. What they do is they teach places who don't have this level of education and expertise to do these heart surgeries on their own. They go in for a while, train, help them, and then their goal is to back away and leave these places with the ability to do this work on their own, which is pretty phenomenal. That's the sustaining part of the whole thing. Yes, sir.
We're members, Tom and I are members of Paul Harris Society maybe about 10 or 15 years ago. And there was an interesting thing that happened when Tom and I joined. And the club may still have this, and Dave or maybe Joe, you might remember this. When we started, we put in half and the club matched the other half. Are they still doing that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a tremendous incentive.
That's an individual club choice. Yes, our club did that for a few years. Yeah.
You're basically getting it for half price.
Right, exactly.
It's an enormous.
Yeah.
I would encourage every member to consider something like that.
Absolutely. Every club should think about doing that. And you can either do it that way, or like I explained with that EREY, $100 a year, it's going to happen automatically anyway after a while. But either way is good. The ongoing part of it is the important thing, so it's good.
Last question?
Yes.
Yeah, Bob, are the grants published somewhere?
You can go to the district website. There is a list there. I think there's a grants button up at the top or something, and you can see a list of ongoing projects there, both local and district, or local and global. Yeah.
We're working on one now.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bob. We appreciate the update. Joe, anything else that you wanted to share?
Except I'm gonna get in your nose on this over the next months and so on.
Where's that an expression?
There you go.
Joe, one favor. Could you explain the club matching program real quick? We had a question
Sure,
about that, and I think
sure,
a
sure.
reminder for everybody would be good.
Right now, board policy is that if you contribute $500 toward the Paul Harris Fellow program, which goes to the the money goes to the International Foundation, the club, by action of the board, will match with 500 points that it has, so you then become a Paul Harris Fellow. Right now, there is no program for those who are Paul Harris Fellows and, you know, come close to being Paul Harris Fellow +1, which means that they have contributed $2,000 or $3,000 or 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, or 9. But I have learned that if I have some points, I can give them to Dave so that he might qualify toward a Paul Harris Fellow 1. And I haven't yet formulated in my mind just how we're going to do that, but I can't use my points and you can't use your points to give yourself that boost toward a Paul Harris Fellow +1. But your friend can give you his or her points so that you can get that boost toward a Paul Harris Fellow 1, 2, 3, or 4. Am I right on that?
You're pretty close on that, yes.
How far off am I?
Well, as you give to the foundation, you do accumulate the points.
Yes.
And when you get to 1,000, you become a
Right.
part or a different level.
That's
whichever.
right.
Yeah.
Let's say you have 1,750 points, which represents dollars and points and or points. If someone gives you 250, then you become a Paul Harris Fellow +1.
Yeah, you can give away your points too, right. You can give away.
But you can't use your own. And we were here under the impression, and you remember I told you this, that you could use your points to boost yourself, but you can't. You can give them to someone, you can get them from someone, you can't use your own. Any questions?
May I ask, or just recommend that you talk to Rich Potts from our club, Northampton. That's how we became 100% Paul Harris Fellowship this year. We had some members that were short. So us other members donated our points to get them at that level so that we are 100% Paul Harris Club now. But we donated our points. There's a process. You've got to sign some paperwork.
Be sure to see me after the
But
meeting.
basically, you shift the points. I can't use my points, but I can shift them
Right.
to Pat, and that will bring her up so that we're all.
And we've got a lot of points accumulated, you know, among all of us. I've got about 8,000 points myself that I can give to someone.
Or to 8 people?
No, yeah, I could do that, yes, but I don't think I want to do that. Because and let me tell you why. Because I want you to contribute dollars. Okay? Let's contribute dollars.
Maybe Joe will match.
How's that?
Maybe you're willing to match their financial.
I'm not quite there. My thinking is that if you're at 1,750, I'll give you 250 of mine.
There you go.
Thank you, Joe. And just so that everyone is aware, the individual $500 contribution to qualify for the club match doesn't have to be a lump sum. It can be accumulated, you know, in however many installments. And I would encourage everyone to participate in the EREY program. It's, you know, you can throw $25 a quarter on with your club dues. That's $100 a year. It's easy. It's quite frankly something that you don't even really notice. But it is important, and we've got 84% participation rate, I think you said, Joe, in the EREY.
I think that's it, yeah.
So that would be a really good way to boost our club participation in EREY. And that, again, I think is extremely important. Second item, Joe Avella has a video for the Rotary Youth Exchange. And we also have Jacek Dolkowski, our exchange student, with us this morning as well. So Joe, I'll turn it over to you.
Dave, do we have are we last? Do we have another?
No.
Oh,
Nope, you're last.
Okay, so we have all 7 minutes left. So, as you know, we haven't had been involved in the Rotary Youth Exchange program for a number of years, maybe 5 or 6 years. This past year, we have a Hudson High School junior, Casey Ackerman, who's in Brazil, and that's how we got involved back in the Youth Exchange program. We're fortunate to have Jan Dolkowski from Poland coming here to Hudson as a junior. And so I just wanted to share a little video that I've seen a couple of times at various events. Abigail, can you pull that up? It's about, it's a little overview of the Rotary Youth Exchange program. It was produced by our sister district 6690 down in Columbus.
The Rotary Youth Exchange program is a way for young people age 15 to 18 and a half. They can go overseas for short as a month in the summer, or for a whole academic year and actually go to school overseas. District 6690, we send and take in a total about 60 students. all our students are invited to and are attending overnight training weekends starting in August. Every month, all year, we prepare them for how to handle culture shock, how to learn new language, how to overcome conflict resolution, how to stand up and do public speaking in a foreign language, how to be with a host family.
Hi, I'm Natal. I'm an exchange student from France, and I'm enjoying my time in Ohio. Being an exchange student is such a good experience, so I recommend you to go abroad, to spend so much time abroad, to know more, and truly this is the experience of your life.
Hey, I'm Fabio. I'm a Rotary Youth Exchange student, and Rotary definitely gave me the best experience I ever had in my life.
Hi, I'm Talia, and I'm from Mexico, and it's really interesting to see another culture. My name is Clara. I come from Brazil, and I'm having a really good time.
I'm Hina. I'm from Japan. This year it will be awesome year for me.
My name is Karen, and I'm from South Korea.
Hey everyone, it's Gio. I'm from Italy, and today it's been 6 months since I'm here, and really enjoying this experience.
Hi, my name is Luli. I'm from Ecuador.
Hi, I'm Lara. I'm from Germany.
Hi, I'm Fran. I am from Chile. And we're having a really nice and wonderful exchange, and we made really amazing friends.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited!
My name is Sabrina, and I'm going to Germany for 1 year, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm going to Sweden.
I'm going to Japan.
I'm going to Italy.
I'm going to France.
I'm going to Brazil. Brazil. Força Brazil.
We make world peace one exchange student at a time.
So you can see what this does for students. It really is a great program. We don't get the word out enough. So my purpose in talking to you is to if you know high school students, the opportunity, the perfect time is when they're going from their freshman to the sophomore year, because most students spend their junior year abroad. So that means that at their sophomore year they apply, and the applications have to be in by January. So this summer, if you come across nieces, nephews, grandchildren, friends that are going into the sophomore year, mention the Rotary Youth Exchange program. In our district, we have about anywhere from 10 to 12 students go abroad. This district down in Columbus has 60 every year in that southeastern Ohio district. So they're doing something different than we have. We're going to bring the program to the high school. We're going to talk to the high school language department and give them information to see if we can get more students to participate. But this year, as I said, you've all met Jan. Jan will be back again in the next couple of weeks. He's got a busy couple of weeks coming up, but he wants to say a few words to you.
And Joe mentioned that you're going to do it again next year. You've agreed to be.
I've agreed to be the counselor if it's a male student, or the youth exchange officer if it's a girl student. Yes.
So, talking of exchange, Joe asked me if I can say a couple of words about my recent time in the United States. So, like, life of exchange students, it's not always that colorful as in the video. Usually it is like basic stuff: waking up, going to school, speaking louder. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. So going to school, doing homework, making some friends, but like this is remarkable experience, and I think that was a really good decision. So, talking what I've done here, I started playing volleyball, which I wasn't that good at volleyball in Poland, but here apparently I'm pretty decent. I've changed my family somewhere around Christmas, but like I didn't have opportunity to talk to you after Christmas and tell you about I changed my family. So now I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. He's 15, so we can watch TV shows together, like The Office. Has anybody seen The Office? Really good show. 13 Reasons Why. It's a really good teenagers show. And what was like, okay, so the plot is about suicide, which is not very happy, but what I found really neat about it, my house parents talked to me about the TV show. Like I would never thought that people that like actually are kind of strangers. I mean, not anymore, but like they were strangers, and they treated me like their own son and talked to me if about like more serious problems like suicide or drugs, because I can feel that they take care of me. So yeah, as I said, I feel it was pretty neat that they treat me like their own child. During the weekends, I hang out with friends, with my host family. Usually I spend one day with my host family. We are going to a restaurant or somewhere else. Saturday, usually with my friends, we are going to someone's house. Last week, I went to a surprise party, surprise birthday party. We don't have surprise birthday parties in Poland, so that was pretty cool. I hope they'll make one for me one day. I mean, seriously, I have a birthday in the United States, so I'm really hoping for that. Yeah, actually, that's basically it. I'm playing volleyball, hanging out with friends, and going to school. And even that maybe doesn't sound very fun, but like for me, it is like really huge experience, and I would recommend do it for everyone. And like sometimes when I hang out with other exchange students, I mean, maybe not sometimes, but like all the time we are having fun. But like every couple of weeks we are meeting with other exchange students, and we have also some lectures about how to behave in the United States, or like just to get to know each other, which is pretty cool. And at the end, I prepared some questions for you because my mom sent me some chocolates from Poland, so I thought it is nice to give them to you. So let me see my questions. If you know the answer, can you raise your hand up? Okay, first question, and you can win chocolate with waffles. Waffles, yeah. So first question is, who wasn't Polish? Maria Curie, Galileo, Copernicus. Can you raise your hand up, because I think yeah, Galileo wasn't Polish. Okay, other question. Who was the most famous Polish composer? Chopin, Beethoven, Liszt. I think you pronounce it like that. Chopin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that. Was there any significant Polish person in movie crew of Sergeant Ryan? Private. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is what I meant.
Was there any significant Polish
person in like movie crew? I
for the whole thing, right?
What did you say?
Yes or no, or you want
Yeah, yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. It was Janusz Kamiński, and he was a main camera operator. Was there any significant Pole in movie crew Forrest Gump?
Yes. Yes.
No. And last question. Last question. This is really special because I don't know if you have something like this in the United States. Because in my German class, when we were talking about in German it's Pralinen, my classmates were like, what is it? So pralinki, which is in Polish, those are like fancy chocolates, and it says praline for wine. So if you like wine and you like chocolate, this is for you. So name 3 countries that share borders with Poland.
Put your hand up.
Russia, Germany, and Czechoslovakia.
That's kind of true. Czechoslovakia is not a country anymore, but there's Czech Republic and Slovakia. But yeah, that's okay. Can you give it to me? I have the last chocolate. Oh, president of the club.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Joe. Yes, Bob.
Could I just make one comment here for Joe? Patrick Kelly, who runs the outbound part of this youth exchange program, has determined that for the American kids going abroad for a year, this is really the equivalent when they go to apply to college of about a $35,000 scholarship. Colleges love these kids with a year's experience abroad. So if you have a grandchild or a niece, nephew, whatever, boy, it's definitely worth it down the road in their educational career.
You're absolutely right. Thank you for mentioning that. And I just wanted to point out again, as Joe said, the Rotary Youth Exchange program is very beneficial. It's very worthwhile. Let's get the word out a little bit better this coming year, so that a year from now we can be looking at sending another student, sponsoring another student as part of this program. So again, I encourage you to do that. And kind of, as you probably guessed, the theme for today was that our club has a global perspective and reach, and we have a tremendous local impact. And I think that is one of the really exciting and significant things for our club. So that is a tribute to all of you, because it is because of you that we're able to do that. So thank you. Next week, the speaker for golfers, you will be excited and you will want to be here. Herb Page, the director of golf at Kent State University, will be our speaker. Kent State, director of golf. The Rotobuck, today's payout is $14. The jackpot is $165. Roseanne, I'll let you pull the ticket.
9410.
9410. No, I think it's 01.
Only one. Get one?
Nope.
Oh, that's too bad. He's still coming.
And when I came in, Stu was buying his tickets, and everybody was teasing him that he was buying the winner. Okay. As you know, there's a cluster meeting after the club meeting this morning, and I can't beat Jan's questions and prizes. There's no way, but I'm going to leave you with a couple of thoughts. The first one, reminding us that presidents are human, with all of the human foibles and faults, and sometimes they adopt an appearance of contrition. Quote, all of you know I'm having to become quite an expert in this business of asking for forgiveness. Bill Clinton. And the second, from a president who was probably trying to justify why he was running against his own party. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president. Teddy Roosevelt, who jumped the Republicans and formed the Bull Moose.
Right.
With that, see everybody next week. Thank you. We're adjourned.